Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Warren Brothers Sports Show here on the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. Here on YouTube.com. Hey, you got the new camera up. It's over there. So you get my profile today. I forgot to turn the other light on. Screwed that up. Let's see here. All right. The audio's a little bit better. I turn that light on so maybe you can see me better. Luminous. All right. So I screwed that up for the first several minutes. That happened. So I don't know what was going on. It was just kept buffering. Maybe there's another one out there and it started already. I don't know. So hopefully you're watching this one where it's actually live streaming. I got a Browns-Bills preview for you. Not very exciting stuff, regardless of whatever's happening with either team. Looks like two teams going in completely different directions. Bills are 6-2, Browns are 2-6, and we'll delve deeply into that during the course of today. We got Dave Hughes calling around 1 o'clock. Some around the NFL type predictions and news and things where we'll discuss games such as the Ravens-Bengals matchup. Ooh, there's going to be a close one there. Or even the Rams-Steelers game, whatever's going to be going on there. Whole lots of great NFL action all around the league this weekend. Pretty good game between the Raiders and Chargers last night. It's actually both teams were slightly better than I thought they were. Raiders improved to 5-4 even, beating the Chargers. Chargers dropped to 4-6. Let's see what else. What else have I got for you? Big Ohio State news. Defensive end Chase Young is suspended. He will not be playing tomorrow against Maryland for a bit of money that he received from a close family friend and then paid the person back. And for some reason, there's a big hullabaloo about that. That's, I think this is bothering me. All right. That's better. That helps my narcissistic supply. Get the camera a lot closer to me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get me right in frame so you can see me, even though this is all about hearing me. Feel me? Touch me. Who? The Who. Anyhow, so we'll delve into this Ohio State football game. There's a pretty exciting one coming up with LSU playing Alabama. The whole reason why there's a big SEC conspiracy to have the Ohio State Buckeyes best defensive player suspended, supposedly. That's another thing out there right now. Indians baseball wise, real quick thing. Carlos Santana won the Silver Slugger Award, best hitting first baseman in all of the major leagues. That's some news that's got me psyched. Even in the NHL, the Blue Jackets pulled off a victory in Phoenix yesterday. Won a game. And then regarding the Cleveland Cavaliers around the NBA, big game tonight against the Washington Wizards. What that can entail for the rest of the year. That's going to be something. What it is, I don't know, but it is something. So the lamp right there, that screws that up. Playing around with this thing. Anyway, so if you want to call into the program. We're expecting a call from Paul in the next 10 minutes or so. He's going to update us on what was going on with all of those ambulances in the background. That's crazy stuff. Hoping he's all right there. Worried about him. Not sure what's going on. Poor guy. Might be in some serious trouble there. Or it was just ambulances in the background as he was going about the Pennsylvania countryside, avoiding twilight vampires and searching for our relatives for some reason. I don't know what all he was doing. But he plans a visit to Penn State University, and hopefully he'll have some information regarding the Penn State Minnesota game. That actually should be a good game too. I figured since he was out there, just goofing off, he might as well do some sports related work. So he's on assignment, hopefully at Penn State University, and he'll have some updates regarding the big Penn State Minnesota game. Minnesota's 8-0, haven't lost a game. Penn State is currently ranked 4th in the nation, and will be playing. Would be facing the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are currently ranked number 1, if the playoffs picture were to all remain the same. You figure, just a little speculation here, I'll do it, is that if Penn State should beat Minnesota, whomever loses the LSU-Alabama game loses by more than a couple of touchdowns, well then, what do you figure will happen? Well, Penn State move up in the rankings. Hopefully Ohio State is able to hold on against Maryland tomorrow. Without Chase Young. They had the number at Ohio State winning by 44. I think odds makers have it down to 41 now. I'm pretty sure. It should be a tightly contested battle. But after that little intro there, I want to thank the three of you who are up there. Go ahead, join the live chat if you want. Call in, even though Paul should be calling any minute now. That phone number being 216-487-1507, or just jump in the live chat. There's plenty of room in there for everybody. And just jump in and go with whatever you want to say. But as of right now, I'm going to there it is. All right. I'm going to play some music there. Let's see. I'm coming through too, right? Let's see. Because there's do you hear the music? All right. So there's the music playing. And that's the indication that we are heading on over to the Warren Brothers traffic. I didn't want to do that. Screw you stuff. That's good old Friday show. You can tell it's a Friday. Just click buttons. Go back. All right. Do what I want you to do when I want you to do it. There it is. All right. So here we are with the traffic. I don't know. I'm in the house. I haven't been outside. I don't know what the traffic's like. I'm not even sure if it snowed in the last 3 hours. That leads us into the weather then. Because weather-wise is currently 35 degrees and partly cloudy, with a low of 30 degrees this evening. And no chance of rain. Literal 0% chance. Poopy doopy. That's intellectual stuff right there. Way to go. That's just as good as claiming when I took 30 seconds talking about afternoon prostitutes yesterday and claimed it was 15 minutes. Went back and reviewed the show. It's just because you tuned in during the analogy. And that's fine. Just, it wasn't 15 minutes. Mild exaggeration there. Epic show. Then, so it's poopy doopy outside. Is that the weather? That's traffic. Traffic is poopy doopy. Then in the news, yesterday's 3 p.m. press conference. This was a big deal. It was available only through your streaming sites. You couldn't find it anywhere on the real news. Hugh Jackson and Benjamin Ghazi held a joint press conference to tell of the situation in which a man, Tony Warner, was dropped off in front of a hospital. Covered in pudding. Well, Hugh Jackson, the main crux of his report during the press conference was that there are no bad days. Well, except yesterday for the guy covered in pudding. And Benjamin Ghazi believes that is an apparent suicide attempt, because that's what happens every single time Benjamin Ghazi and the Clintons are involved. It's always a suicide or attempt. And then at the very end there, after question after question regarding how a man could cover himself in pudding, Benjamin Ghazi got angry and a bunch of pudding fell from the ceiling, covering him and Hugh Jackson in pudding. Both men are currently in the same hospital as Tony Warner, the man who was covered in pudding just yesterday. So all these men covered in pudding. That's your news. Now for a live read as we head back to things. Yeah, go ahead. Play the music. Damn it. It's relatively simple stuff. Click on this thing. So that one's queued up for later. There we go. Click back on this. There's that. And now we're back. All right. So, hey, check out this program on the YouTube. Once you're done watching me, go ahead and get on over to Get Out and Play with Melody. That's right. My niece, Melody Bacha, has an entertaining YouTube channel. Get Out and Play with Melody. If you have kids, nephews, or nieces, maybe you're just babysitting or you like to be entertained yourself, you're already here on YouTube, head on over to the search bar and punch in Get Out and Play with Melody. Sit back and enjoy, you and the little ragamuffins that you might have running around over at wherever you are. Even though it is kid-friendly, and I'm not just saying this because she's my niece. She's a little 8-year-old genius. Her and her sister. She gets her sister Aria in there on some of them. And it'll almost sadden you if you went to school for filming. Some of her stuff is that good. She does the stop action stuff. As I got to check out some of her newer ones. It's been about over a week since I've last seen some of her new updates. I don't always get the notifications myself. So you sign up for the notifications. Click that bell. It should be better for you than for me, because I don't understand why it's not working for me as often as it should be. But, you know, over here on the YouTube, punch in Get Out and Play with Melody. Like, subscribe, share. Get the word out. It's good stuff. Funny stuff. Funny kid. Well, in respects to this ongoing news story, is that there's a lot of speculation, because that white Ford Bronco was seen around on the first go around before Cosby and Jerry Sandusky eventually drove into Lake Erie, and that's where it all ended back when I was at the other station, which I still cannot stop finding getting myself in mild trouble with that school for. This was a silly little one. I posted something about this show on one of their particular things, and I got told I can't do that, so it was going to get taken down. God forbid someone have a sense of humor ever at all. So yeah, Bill Cosby, Jerry Sandusky still on the loose. It's speculated that they're the ones who set up dropping the pudding on just getting pudding all over Benjamin Ghazi. And we keep seeing this white Ford Bronco around. O.J. Simpson's got to be in the mix. And we know he's a criminal for sure. All these men are criminals, convicts on the run. Hey, so what have I got for you sports-wise? Because Paul should be calling any minute. I mean, it's what he does. He's pretty punctual about things. I almost feel like I should call him. I'm kind of concerned because, the way it left off yesterday was he was talking to me on the phone, and then all of a sudden there was all these sirens in the background, and I didn't even know what to do. In fact, I am going to call him because I am so concerned about, well, you know what, first I'm going to play this voicemail from him yesterday. Maybe this will tell me something. No, I don't know. I think that phone call was from before, but what we're going to do is we're going to give him a phone call. That's how you can tell I'm making a phone call because it's ringing.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for a Paul Warren. Is he there or available?
Who's this Paul Warren?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's maybe I have the wrong number. I was my name's Mark. I have a little radio show here. I wanted to give my brother Paul a call. I heard all these sirens yesterday, the last time I was able to talk to him, and I'm kind of concerned about him. I want to make sure he's all right.
Again, who the hell is Paul? This is Don King.
Don King?
Yeah.
Don King, like the boxing promoter Don King?
Yes.
Huh. Oh, that's.
And why the hell am I in? Why am I in Nittany Hospital?
You're in a hospital?
Yeah.
So Nittany Lions Hospital. I guess we have Don King on the line right now. Don King. He doesn't sound a thing like Don King, but so Don King, you're actually well known in Cleveland. You murdered a person here, but that was a long time ago, and they figured it was okay because then you started making a lot of money for boxers. So you're in Nittany Lion Hospital. I would assume that's got something to do with the Penn State University, huh?
Yes, I'm in State College.
So in State College. All right. Well, that's good. Well, hey, you know what's? I guess I'll take advantage of this situation since Paul Warren, my brother, was supposed to call in with some information regarding today's Penn State Minnesota game. Maybe I can ask you, Don King, the same question since you're already there. And well, I guess I'll just worrying about my brother another time. So hey, Don King, you got anything about the Penn State Minnesota game at all? It's happening tomorrow. Big Ten matchup.
One, I help the Golden Beavers, and two, I gotta help this guy named Rocky to box next weekend.
Wow, that guy he's like in his late 60s. He's still boxing, huh? Well, I mean, you know, it's a way to not give up on your dreams, and same with you, Mr. Don King, who's now the boxing promoter for is it Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, it's Rocky Balboa. It's going to be a pay-per-view.
Well,
It's going to be against Apollo Creed.
Well, Apollo Creed's dead, so that's going to be tough to do. Maybe his son, Adonis Creed. I think that's actually right. So that's, even though they're friends, I don't know why they'd be boxing each other. Maybe it's for a title bout. I don't know. I didn't watch any of the later Rocky movies. Hell, I didn't watch any of the Rocky movies. I've watched parts. I like Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, sure, Don King. We're going nowhere with this. What? So you're in a hospital bed at Penn State University. You got nothing regarding the game for me, and apparently now you've cooked it up in your mind that you're going to be. It's apparently a boxing match between Rocky Balboa and someone else. So where are we going from here?
Well, the thing is, one night I saw the ghost of Joe Paterno.
Oh, that's interesting. So you saw the ghost of Joe Paterno while you're laying there in your hospital bed, having no idea who you are, or think you're Don King or whatever, and the ghost of Joe Paterno came to you in a fevered hallucination dream type thing. Then what happened?
Well, he said that Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby, they're hiding out in the Cleveland area.
Well, we know that, yeah.
And he said that's where they're at, and he said if both of them come back, I'm going to haunt them forever.
Okay, so
Sandusky especially.
I mean, but ultimately, Joe Paterno's ghost gave you information regarding this case. I swear I just heard sirens again. Yeah, he must be at the hospital. They're bringing people in. So anyway, yeah, apparently. Huh? So Joe Paterno. Okay.
Incoming, outgoing.
Yeah. So Joe Paterno's ghost has told you that Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby are here in the Cleveland area.
Yes.
Oh, good to know. All right. So that's Joe Paterno's ghost had nothing else to tell you. No other words at all. He just came to you, told you that, and left. No other words at all.
Well, he quoted stuff from Hamlet.
It would be good to know what those words were. Maybe lines from Ambrosia songs. What?
That's how much I feel, and you're the biggest part of me. Make a wish, baby, and love will make it come true.
Wait, so Joe Paterno... Huh? Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Hey, Paul, this is you, Paul. You don't have amnesia and think you're Don King. You have ambrosia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wow, that you sure are happy about the revelation that...
And love will keep it come true.
Oh, it's almost worse that you have ambrosia. I'd rather you have amnesia and think you were Don King. Although I do kind of like that song. Make a wish. Huh?
Yeah, I'm going to be outgoing by this weekend, so...
Well, yeah. I mean, apparently, yeah, go get a hold of a nurse. Let them know that you're not actually Don King, especially since you don't look a thing like him. And then that you've realized that it's ambrosia that you have and not amnesia. So since they'll know that you have ambrosia, they could just, do a few tests on you, play some good music for you. Yeah. You'll be fine and can be let back out into society, not singing ambrosia songs.
Yeah, well, the nurse there is Nurse Ratchet.
Really? We're doing that? Uh-huh.
Nurse, because right now, Ratchet is there.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, make sure you talk to a better nurse than, one who would think you've flown over the cuckoo's nest or something. Maybe you can just get a large Native American fellow to help you break free and keep you away from the homosexual vampires. And, well, thankfully, the guy who would shave you and stuff you in the trunk of his car is dealing with his own nonsense at a separate hospital. We're just going to do this every day. We're just going to try to top each other's stories. It's all this is a sports show. Screw that nonsense. So I'm glad you only have ambrosia and you don't have amnesia and are actually Don King, because you're not. Hey, what's that other thing that's that?
One thing about Dracula.
Huh?
Dracula was glowing too.
Yeah, I bet you he was probably sparkly or glittery. Hey, what's that weird? What's that weird Jello salad with fruit in it?
I don't know, but there is a salad named ambrosia, which is fruit and marshmallows with coconuts.
Yeah, and it's in Jello, isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's not?
And fruit.
Oh, it's just fruit and marshmallows. That's Jello salad is what they... So anyway, Ambrosia is the name of a band, and it's a kind of marshmallow fruit salad that I would assume maybe they'll serve you that at the hospital. Wouldn't that be ironic? Don't you think?
They did.
Oh, they already did. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just go to me making something up to you claiming that it actually happened. Okay.
It tastes good with ham.
You're a ham, yeah? Maybe some au gratin and potatoes?
Yes, au gratin.
No one cares what you ate at the hospital. You can remember that, but you forget if you had amnesia.
Oh.
You remember a lot of stuff for someone who thought he had amnesia. But thankfully, we figured out you only have ambrosia, and you'll be out of the hospital. Does that mean you'll be back home sometime soon? Or are you going to keep dicking around Pennsylvania?
Sometime soon, yep.
Well, sometime soon when? What?
Around Thanksgiving.
Wait, Thanksgiving? That's still like 3 weeks away or some nonsense. This calendar's still on August. I'm not good at things. That's the 28th. Today's like the 9th. 8th. Math.
It is the 8th.
Yeah, I know what today is now. So you won't be back for 3 more weeks. How does it take 3 weeks to do an hour and a half drive? Do you need me to pick you up even? I can cross state lines now.
Oh, somebody will take me to Philly.
Somebody who? Wait, Philly, that's in the opposite direction. What's the point of coming home if you're going to head east? Philadelphia is not near here. You're already near here. Clearfield's like an hour and a half away, right? 2 hours? If someone's going to drive it... What?
4 hours.
Clearfield from Cleveland?
Yes.
Fine.
3.5 hours to...
Okay. Yeah, regardless. Uh-huh.
Someone actually assigned me to a horse and buggy for some odd reason. I don't know why they want me to ride on that.
Wait. What do you mean someone has assigned you a horse and buggy? That's how that works? I don't understand. When did you do that? Is there a Ratchet assigned it. So when they discharge you from the hospital, they give you a horse and buggy? You're good with directions. Head west, not east. What? You're in Pennsylvania. What kind of excuse is that? All they drive there is horses and buggies? Just because there's a large Amish? I mean, what next? You all have to wear wooden shoes? You only eat pies that you bake yourselves? Huh? There's Pennsylvanian Dutch. I know there's Pennsylvanian Dutch. That's why I made the joke.
Okay. Well, there's a sexy nurse who's coming to give me a bath, and she's going to after my bath, I'm gonna be coming back home.
No, you're not. You just said you're taking a horse and buggy to Philadelphia, or someone's driving you there. It's all pieced together terribly. And I'm glad that you said she. Sexy nurse. Well, enjoy your sponge bath at the hospital. I'm glad it's not Nurse Ratchet giving it to you. You exhaust me. I want you to know that. Yeah. And then you're going to hop on your horse and buggy and drive down the old dirt road? Are you going to stay at a hotel?
That's what's planning.
And you're going to head to Philadelphia, even though it sounds like it's on purpose, which is the complete opposite direction of home?
Well, this is a dyslexic Amish person that they said.
So someone else is driving, but you're not there yet. You're still in the hospital. You wouldn't know that he's dyslexic until Wednesday. You're bringing up all this Philadelphia stuff now. That doesn't work now. Live in the now. Do the stuff for Wednesday on Wednesday.
Okay.
I'm so glad that we do all this prep work for stuff and then you just do whatever you want.
Well, what about you have your sausage show on Sunday?
Yeah, I do. Fine, then not Wednesday. You'll give me an update on Sunday.
I will.
Of course, you always could just contact me when I'm not on air. What? All right. Again, you don't need to hear your brother's voice while a woman is sponging you down in a basin tub or whatever. More sirens again. Holy cow. What is happening? Paul, there's a lot of sirens. I think he hung up. I doubt those sirens. Oh, no, you're still there? Yesterday you have it spot on by not... What?
There's something on fire, like across the street. I don't know what it is.
No, neither do we. Across the street from what? Penn State? That's probably young people's hopes and dreams. That's what's on fire and being destroyed. Yeah. Hey, more sirens!
Okay, well, I gotta get...
Yeah,
I gotta get going.
Yeah, finish your bath. Finish being bathed by a sexy female... Huh? Just finish. Yes. Just finish getting bathed by your sexy nurse or whatever the hell that story was, and yeah, I'll just await your phone call. Oh, yeah, you could call me before then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what are you going to have the show? Halftime?
Yes, Paul, halftime and postgame.
Okay, then I'll call around
2:30. 2:30.
2:30. Okay, 2:30. Then that's the plan.
All right.
I'll probably be somewhere in Pennsylvania.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because even though it only takes roughly 3 hours to get home from where you are, you'll somehow manage to figure out a way for it to take 3 weeks. So, all right, you don't need to hear your brother's voice while you're getting sponge bathed and you're nude and a sexy nurse is bathing you. You really don't need to be on the phone with me while that is occurring. Oh, good, he hung up. All right. Hopefully he even missed that whole last part. That was, my goodness. That was terrible. There's just so much bad about all of that. So, in traffic, I don't even know why I'm bothering because I have no idea what the traffic is like. Apparently, it's nuts out in Pennsylvania. There are just sirens all the time, everywhere, constantly. The mere fact that I actually know where he's calling from for real has me alarmed because it's literally just like 3 blocks away. More than that. It's down Denison. Real life, fake, whatever. It's all shenanigans at this point. Just shenanigans all damn day. So traffic, apparently there's a lot of alarms going off. Alarms, that's not right. Sirens, police, ambulance, whatever else. So dumb. Worst segment ever. Then in the weather, it is currently 35 degrees, partly cloudy, with a low of 30 degrees and no chance of rain later, when it's dark and you can't see anyway. In the news yesterday, there was a 3 p.m. press conference between Hugh Jackson and Benjamin Ghazi. They answered questions from the press. Hugh Jackson's statement was that there are no bad days, well, except for this Tony Warner schlub who got dropped off covered in pudding at the hospital yesterday. Benjamin Ghazi claims it was an apparent suicide attempt. But when pressed by the press, they constantly asked, but, as to what it could have been otherwise. Benjamin Ghazi got angry and pudding fell from the ceiling, covering him. The perpetrators that they figure that it is, according to Joel Paterno's ghost, the news we just got from Paul or Don King or whatever the hell all that was. I have no idea. Is that apparently, Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson, and Jerry Sandusky are to blame. I'm going to give you 2 answers on that one, Epic, as to why Paul is no longer in studio. First, the one that he would want me to tell you is because it's him lost in the Pennsylvania countryside after getting kidnapped and being thrown into a warehouse, escaping with the woman from Flashdance, and then whatever the hell's happened since then. Now he's got an Amish buggy. I thought he was going to be driving himself. Apparently an Amish guy is. Paul doesn't have his Amish buggy license. I'm not sure. They're not like, would a driver's license work? I don't know. So the real reason is he's got another job and he's just working like over on Denison and 41st or Denison Fulton. Their Wintergreens is the name of the place. And so since he's got a second job, he has no time for me and the show that I've built around him being here. It's the Warren Brothers sports show. It's not the Mark Warren with an absentee brother show. And then technically, I like my father and my uncle could have this show. They'd be the Warren Brothers. That's a fact. Instead, it's just me jerking off here in front of you people for 2 hours, talking about who knows what. Oh yeah, I should do a live read. That way you can pay me for this stupid nonsense. If you go to patreon.com and then for your meager little $4 a month donation, whatever it is. What was the point of the show? There is no point to any of the show. Epic. That's the point. There's no point. You wanted there to be a point? No point. We had Joe Paterno's ghost on for a moment, I'm pretty sure. Paul wrote out this whole thing about what the ghost said, and then he didn't tell me any of it. At least he remembered some lines from Ambrosia songs. And he should have said he was eating the salad. Fresh fruit and marshmallows. You write bits and then they don't work out. So go to patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. Quality programming. You're watching it now. Such as the Warren Brothers Sports Show, where there's only one Warren brother. It's still not a lie. I am people's brother. I have a Warren sister. Still be the Warren Brothers Sports Show. I am a Warren brother. The other guy's lost in Pennsylvania somewhere making Christmas trees. Tonight, we're going to be working on The Calm in the Storm. That'll be a podcast we'll have up here. That one will actually be good. Who knows? That guy's not my brother, though. So it's going to be different. And he yells a lot. Paul yells a lot, too. I yell a lot. We all yell. So much yelling. A show that we actually do, that's on Sundays. The Sunday Super Show Sausage Fest Spectacular Show. Catch us at halftime during the Browns games. And depending on my timing with another show that I'm on, we either do pre-game or post-game. Apathetic afternoons, that's something else I've got in the works. We'll get there. My skin is too pale to be a brother. That's not... I'm still a brother, though, because I have siblings. If you have any siblings, you therefore then are a brother. Everyone who has siblings and is a man is a brother. It's just, I'm not a brother. No, I'm not. So for just $4 a month, at least that's what it's sitting at right now. Go to patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. Follow my not quite daily Patreon only blog. And if you contribute, that makes you a producer. That'd be nice. You can tell me how stupid these bits Paul and I do are, and you can just make him come back. Or no, he's got a job. Let him do his job. But let me know. Give me feedback, because as a producer, I'll listen to you because you're putting money into the system. If you just say stupid crap in the chat, I'm just going to make fun of you. Even if you are my friends and other stuff, and I do respect your opinions. And, you're not giving me money, though, so screw you. You can tell me what you want. I would say keep Paul off the streets, but he's been kidnapped and he's roaming around Pennsylvania's Dutch country or Amish country or whatever it is. But help this brother out. He's one brother. There's no help for him. But you can help this brother out. For just $5 a month subscription, remember, you spend more money daily on stupid crap. You do. Or it's $4. I don't know. Double check the Patreon page. I saw it yesterday. It said $4. And remember that it's patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. You should be able to find it. I figured it out. Lies, what lies? So that's it for those. A few minutes here, about 15 minutes. We're going to have another should-be calling guest, Dave Hughes, if he's able to, if he's paid attention. It used to be old intern Dave. Intern Dave on the show, and now he got promoted to, was he associate producer, whichever one of the names. They're all meaningless jobs. They're just titles. So he's just some guy named Dave I know, and that's how any of this works. If you give yourself your damn titles, do whatever you want. The hell were we? Barely even got talking sports. Ohio State is playing Maryland tomorrow at noon. I don't like using phrases like cakewalk or a gimme or anything like that. You still got to play the damn game. Oh, we've learned that the hard way with the Cleveland Browns. They suck. On paper, they should be 9-0. I know they've only played 8 games, but they're so good, so much talent. They should be 9-0. Win a game that they haven't even played yet. That's how good they are. No, screw that. Ohio State Buckeyes literally are that good. They have I think, the best defense in the nation. One of them, anyway. One of the best rushing games in the nation. J.K. Dobbins, Master Teague. I keep wanting to call him Mr. T. I think he's his son or grandson. Master T. He's not a Mr. yet. He's unmarried. So he's a master, or he's a young man. I forget. Just like, that guy from the Psycho movie, and most people would call him Norman Bates. But if you were to write him an official letter, you would write Master Bates. That's what you would do. It's appropriate. It is. So in respects to the running game, Ohio State certainly will have their hands full on defense, because just last year, young running back for Maryland, kid's name's McFarland. This current year, he's one of the best backs in the nation, and just last year he ran for 298 yards against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I didn't stutter when I said that. That's 298 yards in one game by one guy. That's a lot of yards. A lot of running. So now that you're out your best pass rusher, Chase Young, who he's been suspended because he took some money from a family friend last year, and then a couple months later paid that family friend back. I don't know. That breaks NCAA rules somehow. You'd have to explain it to me, because everything I've read so far, it's like man, it's screw this Chase Young kid who was lent some money, and then he paid that person back quickly. Sign up for my patreon.com page if you owe me money. Just do that way instead. There's like a half dozen of you. I haven't loaned you a lot of money over the years. But if you sign up for the patreon.com thing, 6 months, we're done. You're paid back. It's fine. I'd never ask for the money back directly. But Chase Young, 13 and a half sacks. It's really pretty tough, because the kid has had an excellent year. He's just starting to get into the Heisman discussion. He's the only defensive player in those talks, and it's rare that a defensive player wins, but he has played so well in college football. And here we are, old stuff comes up, just like your tweets from 2011 and 2012. All of my old stuff. I've got tons of old stuff. That's why I don't even care. I'm never going to be anything, because I got too much old stuff. But this poor kid, he's 20, 21 years old. He's got to deal with this nonsense. Historically, Ohio State University has not played Maryland a lot. It's a newer type of it's not a rivalry in any respect. Ohio State shuts them down. They're 5-0 against the Maryland Terrapins. Speaking of Terrapins, there's a coffee place around here. Go visit it. My buddy Jackson owns it. Terrapin Coffee House. And that's not a real plug, since we haven't discussed such things. I got to get a hold of him. I'm bad at that. There are like a half dozen. I got to call Ronnie. Sorry, Ronnie. Epic. Yes, I talk to him. It's in comparison to like other people. I talk to Epic too much. Facts is facts. I mean, I like you, but anyway, I got to catch up on some stuff regarding those things.
What about Carlos Santana?
Yeah. I was gonna do Carlos Santana. I can do that now. I've got 5 minutes. That was about as much time as I was gonna spend on that. So that's it for college football at the moment. And we'll go into this really awesome Indian story. A great thing right here. Personal accolades are important in respects to how they've affected your team. Fine, the Cleveland Indians didn't get where we thought they would. Paul would even go so far as to say that they had a dismal year. 93 wins is not dismal. And a key part to this previous year's success, there was a lot of success, and future success in the years to come, is Carlos Santana. The guy's a leader. He's an excellent teammate, and it's all come together for him. this year. Is that what that is? Arg. Move. There we go. All right. So what Carlos Santana did was he won the Silver Slugger Award. He is the best hitting first baseman in the American League, maybe even the major leagues. I didn't quite catch whether it was the AL or the entire major leagues. He had his best season. He hit .281 with 34 home runs and 93 RBIs. An excellent year. Quite frankly, probably the best amongst first basemen. First basemen, not men's. First basemen. First base people. No, it's not like it's co-ed softball. There's no women. They couldn't make it in the majors. Maybe at first base. Carlos Santana has had his best major league season. I believe he led the league in walks again. He's got great plate discipline. He's got great plate discipline. Great plate discipline. And it afforded him Silver Slugger Award. He definitely deserves it. Can't wait for other people to bemoan it just like they did when he was selected to the All-Star team as a starter. I mean, the thing that's regarding votes that I'm most aggravated about right now is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Dave Matthews Band is leading that damn thing. Dave Matthews Band. 2/3 of that name sucks. The band's the best thing about it. They fired Dave Matthews. Feelings. Although, no, that band sucks. And then Pat Benatar second in the voting. Soundgarden's in there, but they shouldn't be a top 5, even though I am a fan. They're just riding Chris Cornell's death in. And then I forget the other two. It's surprising. Judas Priest rounds up the top 5 in the fan vote. So that's why I'm glad that baseball decisions are made by baseball people, whereas subjective reasoning is used to vote in who goes into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I honestly don't even remember the other person they said in the top 5 in the voting. It's all terrible. It's awful. Ugh. Pat Benatar was in the lead until the Dave Matthews Band surpassed her. Ugh. I bring it up because music, Carlos Santana is the name of a guitar player too. So Carlos Santana, Silver Slugger Award winner, had a great season. Him, Roberto Perez, Frankie Lindor, all done a great job of leading this team. And they should be around for at least a couple more years on top of it. So that's great stuff right there too. Santana signed through 2020, and he has a team option for 2021. So there you go. You have one of the best hitting first basemen in the game, and winning that award just proves it more. And just got to keep it up. So go Carlos Santana, big Santana fan. And I guess with that, we'll head on over to the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center. Give you a quick old little look at what the traffic and weather is like today. And traffic, I have no idea. I haven't been outside yet. However, in the weather, I do know because my phone tells me. It says that it's 35 degrees and partly cloudy. You can expect a low of 30 degrees with no chance of rain. Literally 0% chance precipitation. Now back over here at the Old Brooklyn News Desk in the news. The news that I have for you is that yesterday's 3 p.m. press conference with Hugh Jackson and Benjamin Ghazi. Hugh Jackson was quoted as saying, "There are no bad days, except for that Tony Warner character who got dropped off covered in pudding at the hospital. That's a bad day for that guy." And then Benjamin Ghazi stated that it was an apparent suicide attempt by this Tony Warner fella. And then a latch above the two of them flew open and covered them in pudding. Much like the scene from Carrie, quite frankly. I was trying to go that way with it. But they believe the culprits to be O.J. Simpson, Jerry Sandusky, and Bill Cosby. And according to Paul, in some fevered ambrosia dream where he thought he was Don King and he's stuck at the State Penn Nittany Lion Penn State Hospital. Joe Paterno's ghost came to him in a dream and told him that Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby are in the Cleveland area. So Paul's a clairvoyant now to something. I have no idea. It's whatever. It's all stupid. Hey, here's a live read I'm going to do for you. I'm going to do it for the guy who should be calling in at some point here. Dave Hughes, owner and operator of This Guy's Painting. His phone number is 440-715-3282. Or you can find him on Facebook at This Guy's Painting. This Guy's Painting is a small local painting company. They will do interiors and exteriors as well. I am not sure if he's doing a whole lot of exterior. Shameless plug. What's shameless plug mean? This time of year, it's pretty cold outside. Well, it wears long johns. Carhartt season, right? That's what we call it in Cleveland. So This Guy's Painting is a small local painting company, all reasonable prices, and they are insured. Mention you heard it here from Mark Warren, and you receive a free estimate. That is key. You can expect a quality job done by This Guy's Painting. It is owned and operated by Dave Hughes. You can reach him at 440-715-3282 or on the Facebook at This Guy's Painting. Don't forget, you receive a free estimate if you mention you heard it on the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, the Warren Brothers Sports Show, from Mark Warren, from Paul Warren, as he's just, goofing around in Pennsylvania. Not that Dave would travel to Pennsylvania to paint for you, but he's got a pretty long reach. Maybe we would go to Pennsylvania. I don't know. If you're in Pennsylvania watching this, then you know, because you could call him and ask him. Maybe you get a free estimate even if you mention the word Warren. But that's the key part. Mention the word Warren and you get a free estimate. So anyway, let's see. No, LeBron James has shameless plugs. He wants his hair to look as nice as mine. The guy's bald. It is what it is. We can get into NFL talk because that's the direction we're about to go in shortly anyway. Cleveland Cavaliers big game tonight, and NHL. Talk about that till Dave calls if he remembers to. Not like I expected him to call right at 1. Not like I have anything missed from him at the moment. Maybe he's busy painting. It is his job. The big game tonight. Last night, NHL hockey. Blue Jackets defeated the Coyotes 3-2. So the Blue Jackets, you feel as though your rooster is too brown. So you need that painted. That's the kind of hilarious stuff you get from the epic radio show. No, you don't have. That's so long as you're not doing this while you're driving around BFE, you're fine. It's paint. Let's see here. So I quit day drinking. Random things, random thoughts. So that's a big staple to the show, though. I miss Paul's random thoughts. Actually, he just calls in with random, crazy, weird stuff. Not even thoughts. It's just weird stuff. Driving or day drinking or both. So good luck with that in BFE, where you can probably get away with doing it. No one's gonna notice. Blue Jackets defeated the Coyotes last night. Coyotes are a pretty good team too. They were 9-4-2 going into it. Blue Jackets came up with a victory. Their season is not lost. They are 6-7-3 now. They are towards the bottom in their division, which is a really strange thing. 6-7-2. That's right around mediocre. 6-7-3. It's about 500. I missed a call. See, it did it. I heard it though. Unknown number though. I don't know how I feel about that. I saw the known number. I'm answering now. Come on, I'm clicking answer. I'm hitting the button. I am. It's right here in my hand. I'm hitting answer. Come on. What's wrong with you, phone? I hear you ringing. I know. Yeah. So, Dave, hey, if you're here and I saw that you missed, is this you from the unknown number and I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening? Still ringing. Why? What are you doing? I'm going to try to call you now. I know it's calling. I don't know how to hang up that call. Stupid phone. Stop ringing. Where is it? How do I get back to it? It's not the thing. How was another call in progress? This is so confusing. It's the weirdest thing. Won't stop ringing. Say, it wouldn't let me answer? No, this is the other one now, though. It just keeps calling. Say, I'm calling the unknown number? So weird. Just taking the battery out. Old school. Wait. Oh, it stopped. Huh. Oh, hey, all right. Hope that was a riveting radio for all of you. Watching that nonsense. Did I call Paul? Huh. Well, who knows? Let's see here. Okay, missed call. And now I'm calling you, Dave. What was that number again? Oh, he's already answering, I think.
Oh.
Hello, is this Dave?
Mark.
Dave Hughes.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Well, hello, Dave. Hi.
What's going on? What's going on with the phones over there?
Phones. I'll blame the phones. I don't know. It's something I probably should have learned at this school that I went to, but I don't know.
I don't think they teach that, though.
What's that?
And I don't think they teach that.
What, how to answer phones? No, I guess not.
That's something we already should have known, I think.
I guess by the time you're in your mid-30s, you should understand how phones work. I know I can take great pictures with my phone. It's an excellent camera. I was watching a rerun. I was watching a rerun from of Newhart. So I could say the name of the show. It was Newhart. And the one guy's got all these Polaroids because he'd always come over and bother these people. You know, Bob Newhart and his wife all the time. He's there next to her neighbor. And he's got all these pictures. And they're all like, these are all pictures of food. And so it made me laugh because I'm like, oh, people like that did exist 30 years ago. I thought taking pictures of your food was a new thing that only came about because of social media. Apparently there were rare people who just go around taking pictures of food because they like food.
Yeah, right. Why not? Food always looks good if you cook it right.
Oh, even if you don't cook it right. Then you get sick, though. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. It was a lot funnier to me than I guess. Hey, anyway, so we've got you on because we're going to talk NFL football. It's what we're going to do. We're going to do a whole bunch of football. For the most part, I corralled my football talk, and having Paul call when he did helped keep us from talking about any sports whatsoever because he saw Joe Paterno's ghost and all sorts of things. He thought he was Don King. I don't know what was going on. It was a crazy scene there. So if you want to go back to about 20 minutes in to 40 minutes in, it's bedlam is what it is.
I was listening. Yeah.
Oh, you caught that?
You guys were off the rails. I don't know what was going on.
It was really no different from the old show. That's so in the career services thing. Have you signed up for this on the Facebook regarding that school that you're finishing up at and the one that I went to?
What's that?
So in the career services thing, they had posted this thing about Java Joel having been at the school or something. So me being my smart alecky,
I have no idea.
okay, well they do this thing. Check out their social. They help you find jobs on this one page on Facebook through the school. And they brought up this Java Joel coming to visit to talk to the students. They don't tell you night guys anything. You probably had no clue about it. But so I'm like, hey, if you liked Java Joel, tune into the Warren Brothers Sports Show. Like a plug just right there, just because I'm being funny. I think I can do it. I don't know any better. I get a personal message from one of the people in the thing says I mean, I won't read it verbatim, but if I would respect their personal space and not post things like that, it's getting taken down. It's not the time or the place for it. It's like, oh, okay then. All right. Well, hashtag you too then. It was just funny.
I asked them when the time and the place was, figuring you're a former student and they're trying to help you get work, except for you because of who you are. But yeah, I'd ask them, well, when's the right time and place for me to post this with you guys?
Well, right. Like you can promote your show on your own things, but not in ours. This is ours for us to not help people find jobs. Now I'm just going to get myself in more trouble, whatever more trouble I can, especially if one of those people watch it. And no knock on any of those people, but you're part of the problem. Go ahead and keep just doing your things so, you can pay, so they can worry about their paychecks. Yeah, I was speaking directly to them, not you. You're a good person because you have a nice business called This Guy's Painting. But I did your commercial for you a minute ago. We'll wrap it up at the end because I've already taken up 8 minutes of this segment, so we've only got about like 5 or 6 left to go through the NFL. We'll go longer. I don't care. Hey, so what do you want to talk about?
So, yeah, I was thinking maybe we could just do the weekly picks for the NFL from now until the rest of the season. Give me a reason to call in every week, once a week.
Every Friday, 1 o'clock.
Pick them with the spread. And even if you wanted to pick them with me, maybe we could do a little friendly competition. And whoever wins at the end of the year, we could come up with some kind of reasonable bet or whatever. And like I said, just have fun with it.
It sounds like a good idea to me. Are we starting that right now? Now, see, you've got to be in charge of it, though. And I honor system. I trust you enough to not like screw me over if it's close at the end or something. I win by 3, something like that.
Well, so I do all mine through like ESPN Pick'em. So all mine's already recorded on the internet.
Interesting.
Read the ones that I picked. I think I picked them last night. So yeah, I'm just gonna read how I'd already picked them.
All right.
Maybe you want to sign up for that. I don't know if you're into them guys or you're into trying to do that.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, it's hard for me to record it. I'm working right now.
Yeah, there's no way for you to write it down. Here, let me see. I never have blank paper in front of me. It's lit here. Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. This is week 10 NFL season, right?
Yes, I believe we're in week 10.
All right. NFL picks. And what I'll do is I'll just go blind into it. You lead the way. You're and Epic's saying he can't hear you. I have you turned up all the way. I can hear you in my headphones. So if you're not coming through over the airwaves, well, I'll figure that out in post. I don't know. If I can hear you, that means
we'll work on that.
I've gone through a bunch of other ones, and every once in a while stuff doesn't come through. But I've been able to hear everybody on replays so far. And mind you, a lot of times Epic says that he's out in the middle of nowhere and that he's not getting video sometimes. Although if he can't hear you, I think he's deaf in one ear though. It doesn't matter. So we're doing let's do the NFL picks. I should play music for it or something.
You want me to read it? You want me to read off the games?
Yeah, go ahead. What we'll do here is that you read it. I'll tell you who I pick, and then we'll have this little music bed under it. Whoa, that's too loud. I just realized that we can't do a music bed because you're on the phone with me, and they run through the same line. So anyway, forget music. I'm I'm always extremely loud. Epic. Act like you haven't been on the haven't had me on your show. So here's what we'll do. You go ahead and whatever. So anyway, Dave, you go ahead. What I'll have you do is read who's playing who. I'll give you my pick. Then you tell me your pick.
Okay, so to be honest, the Thursday night game I got wrong last night, so we won't start with that one.
Well, and especially since it's Friday.
Atlanta Falcons.
All right.
And the New Orleans Saints. And it looks like the Atlanta Falcons are getting 12.5.
Well, I'm just going with the New Orleans Saints. I'm saying the Saints win that game.
That is my pick. Yeah, Drew Brees coming back. I think they're going to win big there.
I mean, with how bad Atlanta's,
New Orleans as well.
Yeah, with how bad Atlanta's defense is, I'm not seeing New Orleans losing that ball game. Teddy Bridgewater would have a good game too.
Then,
all right, next one.
Yeah, I kind of think Drew Brees is going to light it up good enough to where Bridgewater will be in by the end of the game.
I like that.
On that one.
Right, up by 4 touchdowns.
Defense is that bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Next we have. Well, we'll save this one for last because it's the Browns.
Sounds good.
Next we have Detroit getting 2.5 versus Chicago.
Interesting. I'm still taking Detroit in that one.
Okay, I picked Detroit as well.
Huh. All right. Not a lot of excitement thus far between the two of us. I picked the same. Oh, damn it. All right.
Nice.
I'll just pick what Dave picked.
A couple were different here.
Well, it's why I purposely wanted to go first.
Yeah, I mean, my picks are already in. Like, I'm not going to change them up at all.
Right.
So literally, and a matter of fact, what I'll start doing from here on out is I could screenshot it for you too, so that you have it in front of you if you need to reference anything back.
No, I prefer
cheat, but just so you have it as a reference.
But I prefer to make it that I'm completely in the dark because I'm going mostly gut.
Well, I'm saying like afterwards or whatever.
Ooh, afterwards. All right, yeah.
I guess you're not writing mine down, right?
No.
You're writing yours.
Yeah, I'm just totally trusting you blindly on this. What's the next game?
All right. Okay, we have the Ravens giving 9.5 to the Bengals.
Sadly, and I hate to do it. You know what? Screw it. I'm doing it anyway. I'm taking Cincinnati over Baltimore. Even it's mostly
It's fun because I picked Baltimore on that one.
I figured as much. And you know what? Baltimore's going to win that game. I'm just doing it because I'm such a big Browns fan that I'm an idiot. And I'm going to take Cincinnati to win at home after the bye week because it's a home game for Cincy. Yeah. And they get their first victory of the season. So that they'll be the last team to not, have not won a game.
So that'll definitely be good for the Browns. But, yeah, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, neither do I, but it's what I put.
All right. Next we have Kansas City giving 3.5 to Tennessee.
Yeah, Kansas City not only wins that game, but I take the points on that too. Or whatever it is that you say. I'm never sure with my vernacular on that stuff when it comes to we're not betting anyhow. So Kansas City defeating Tennessee, probably beating them by a touchdown at least. Even if Mahomes isn't back yet. I think he is, though. Isn't he supposed to be back?
I think he's going to be. I think he was practicing full participation yesterday.
All right. Matt Moore's done an okay job, but it's why he's a career backup at this point. So.
Yeah, it's still a talented team, and he was good enough to get them through. Kind of like Bridgewater in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have the New York game. We have the Giants giving 2.5 to the Jets.
Huh. Yeah, I got to take Giants over Jets. I'm really kind of aggravated because I thought the Jets defense would be good enough to help them win some games, but Sam Darnold is not a very good quarterback. Facts are facts.
I know, man. He's still getting all that love too. Why Baker's getting all this hate, and it's like, what has Sam Darnold done?
I mean, it's he looks like a bad quarterback. I mean, we got to see it firsthand in his rookie season in the game that finally ended our enormous losing drought. That he's okay. He'll probably be a good backup in the league. He won't be any better than like Colt McCoy. I mean, that's what's tough with Sam Darnold. He's an all right quarterback. He's not going to be a leader for more than a couple more years. The Jets will bore with that experiment, and they'll head on to another guy.
Yeah, I don't see him lasting too long as a starter either. But yeah, I picked the Giants in that game as well. So I think we're only different on one game so far.
Yeah, and I had to like do that on purpose.
All right, we got. Yeah, it's because you're a homer, you know.
I need Cincinnati to win that game.
Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
We got Arizona getting 4.5 from Tampa Bay.
Ooh. Huh. Well, you know what? I got Tampa Bay winning that game. That's what I'm going to do. And I do that mostly because...
the Cardinals.
And I do that mostly because I don't think Arizona is going to hold on the entire year. That was a really good start for them, and maybe they're better next year. But if they finish with more than 5 wins, I'll be surprised, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win it necessarily, but because they're getting the 4.5,
You're right.
them covering.
And especially because both teams will probably score a lot of points. I mean, Arizona played out against San Fran.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. Both not good defenses.
Right.
And both, well, Tampa Bay's got a great offense if they could have it working, which isn't every Sunday.
Great receivers.
They got some talent there. They just got to put it together. Yeah, in Tampa Bay, yeah, Mike Evans is one of the top in the league.
And watch, you'll probably be right. The final score will be 39-37.
Yeah, I went down if it's somewhere up there in the 30s, high 20s or 30s, yeah.
All right. It appears to me we're about halfway through. What we got next?
We have the Miami Dolphins getting 10.5 against the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh, I mean, I take Indy regardless. Miami's played.
I think the quarterback's coming back for the Colts this week too.
Oh yeah, Brissett, because they had Brian Hoyer. They've got just as good a chance to win with Hoyer as Brissett. You know. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I liked Hoyer.
Yeah, Hoyer was, but he's one of them, career backup guys.
Exactly.
He never would have been a starter either.
Nope.
Somebody good to have on your bench.
Hey, so that's funny. Hey, I'm playing you on a device. Go ahead and say something, Dave.
So that's funny. Hey, I'm playing you on a device. Go ahead and say something, Dave. So that's funny. Hey, I'm playing you on a device. Go ahead and say something. Hey, I'm playing you on a device. Go ahead and say
I appreciate the epic, but Dave's coming through loud and clear on that. I'm going to turn that down now, though, because after that really threw me off. That was as bad as that one episode that we did at the school. I appreciate that.
Where you kept looping it in or whatever.
I could have done that just the whole rest of the show. That's just stupid, though. So, yeah, Indy over Miami, and we're in agreement. It's good to have Brissett back. He showed to be a good quarterback this year. So,
Yeah, he's doing all right. Way better than I thought in our original predictions when we were given them. I think I had Indy winning, and then Luck retired before we did our predictions, and I
right
him to fourth. Maybe third. I think I had Jacksonville before them.
It made that
I had no hope in them.
It made that whole division seem like a bigger question mark. I had everybody a lot more even. Indy's still in first place in that division. I have it sitting right on that other desk, not anywhere in this room. It's behind me. But yeah, check that out sometime. We've got we'll do that next week before we do our picks. We'll discuss that a little bit. That'll be fun for next Friday. Because forget the Thursday games. I don't even care. I mean, today I should be next Wednesday I got my Browns predictions. So We always could just do this on Wednesdays. I don't know.
Isn't the next Thursday game a Browns game?
Yeah, and I'm really upset about that too. Oh, we could lose twice in the same week. I'm kidding. I got to stop doing that. Hey, so Indy over Miami then.
Oh, yeah. Man, nice. Sound like all the rest of the people out there.
Oh, it's so difficult being optimistic. Hey, what's the next game?
Okay, we have Carolina getting 5.5 from Green Bay.
Really?
Yeah, that should be a pretty good game. Kyle Allen's been doing all right there.
Yeah, he's holding his own.
Christian McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey
It's all McCaffrey.
he's on
He might
pace.
be the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, he's on pace to be the MVP in the league this year. He could do it all. It's so weird. I mean, not that his dad was either bad or extraordinary as a receiver. He was above average. He was a good receiver. So, I mean, you got to figure his mom must have been a world-class athlete too. I mean, holy crap. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's dad is Ed McCaffrey, is that the fellow's name? Good. Yeah.
Former Bronco receiver.
Yep. Good. A good possession guy. I likened him a lot to us Cleveland Browns fans. Remember Brian Brennan. Ed McCaffrey was a lot like that. But man, his son's playing halfback. He's catching passes. He's rushing for yards. Kid might be the best player in the NFL. Christian McCaffrey.
I really think he is. And if people wanted to have that argument, at least offensive player, no doubt. The dude's the best offensive weapon out there right now.
But it's probably not enough to defeat the Green Bay Packers. They look like they're clicking on all cylinders. Real big surprise. It was the Chargers that the Packers lost to? Or was it the Raiders? Just this past weekend, it was 26-11. See, I couldn't remember either.
I think it was the Chargers.
Right, and it was a real shocker.
They did have a win, and yeah.
And
yeah, because I think Melvin Gordon had a good game.
Right.
Finally, since coming back.
Packers only put up 11 points. Chargers defense looked really good. And it's just weird. The NFL landscape is just strange this year, as it is every year. But no, I can't see Green Bay getting dropped 2 straight weeks in a row. I've got them beating Carolina. What about you?
Yeah, I also have Green Bay as well in that game.
Okay.
And then next up we have the Rams giving the Steelers 3.5.
Well, you know who I got winning that one. The LA Rams.
The Steelers?
I'm picking the Rams.
The Steelers been turning it on, man.
I know, and I'm not happy about that either. The Steelers actually look like they're a well-run organization. It almost doesn't matter who's wearing the uniform. They're good players, and that stinks. I'm not really thrilled about that because I hate the Steelers. And then if it turns out they beat the Rams, Steelers might actually look like a playoff team. So there's that too. So anyway,
well, if they do beat the Rams, I think they'll. I think they're going to be there for the wild card if they beat the Rams, because I think Buffalo, which we'll get into when we talk about Browns, but I think there's going to be a swing, especially with that Browns-Bills game. So yeah, I'm worried about teams like Pittsburgh being able to grab a wild card to win this weekend. But I have the Rams in that game as well. I think they're going to win and win by more than 3.5.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're on the same page with that one. All right. So what do you got in the next game?
Next we have the Minnesota Vikings getting 2.5 from the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow. Who's the home team in that game?
It will be Dallas.
Ooh, that's tough. That is a tough one. I'm doing it. Dallas over Minnesota.
Dallas over Minnesota. I got Minnesota in that game, so the other ones are different.
All right. So we're thinking mostly the same. 3 out of these 10 that we've done so far, we haven't seen eye to eye on. That's pretty good to me. 30% of them are difference of opinions. That's pretty good thus far, because there's no way we were going to disagree on all of them. And if we were to agree on all of them, that would just be saddening. What's the next game you got?
All right, and then well, that was the Sunday night game. This is now the Monday night game. It will be Seattle getting 6.5 against the 49ers.
Seattle. Who's the home team?
San Fran.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers then.
49ers. All right, and we differ on that one. I'm taking Seattle. Russell Wilson. Maybe one of the top quarterback in the league as well too.
You know,
everybody's on that this year, but I really like that guy for the last few years.
A lot of people have.
That's fantasy football.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. But an interesting side note: Josh Gordon is in Seattle now.
Yeah, I don't know if he's playing this week.
So if they have him, that's a nice weapon for Russell Wilson to have when he's running around and he's able to unload a 40-yard pass downfield. Everybody else is exhausted. There's Josh Gordon. He's got good lungs.
So check out not only do they have Gordon, but they have that DK Metcalf, that huge wide receiver, that dude that's like, I don't know, 6'8", 300 pounds or something.
You know what helps them
a bit, but
is that, well, with his negative 1% body fat. No, screw Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll sucks. I hate Pete Carroll. But another reason why I picked the Niners, even though I hate the Niners too. So no, big thing is what you're going to see with Seattle is it takes a little pressure off Metcalf, because I know they had other veteran receivers there. I'm forgetting what the one dude's name is. Lockhart's the one.
Or Lockhart.
You're right. And then there's another one too. And then a decent tight end. What's going to happen now is, especially when Gordon gets on the field to play, is that Metcalf isn't the only big time weapon. He's your red zone, deep threat, all these things. Now you've got Josh Gordon for that too, so you can mix and match some. That's a problem that the Browns are having. When they get into the red zone, they don't have that big receiver. You have 2 5'11" dudes. That's why Njoku's injury hurts so much. And that's another reason why, when Higgins is the receiver who that's supposed to be, and they just keep sticking Callaway out there, and he's 5'10" or some nonsense. If you have a bunch of little dudes to throw the ball to, and that's no knock on you, Dave, because I know you're a foot shorter than I am, but sorry, it's a low blow, real low. But it's that stuff works getting you down the field, but when you get into the red zone, you got to throw a 10-yard fade route into the corner. We can't throw that to a dude that is the same height as the cornerback, maybe even shorter. That's where you need your 6'5". It goes back to the early 80s. It goes even further back than that. The Browns had a wide receiver, Dave Logan. Dave Logan was a fellow, big 6'4", former basketball player in college. His main goal was to just get open when they were inside the 20. It just lofted up there. The dude caught it. I mean, he was built like a tight end, basically. He was one of the first of those. Your Kellen Winslow, the firsts, senior. Even Ozzie Newsome when he came around. That's why you have these guys in the red zone. And there you go. I've answered all the Browns' problems this year. That's why they aren't scoring in the red zone. They don't have a big, tall, strong guy. Antonio Gates in the Chargers days. Both of these fellas with the Seahawks. It'll make that 7-2 mirage turn into a believable 12-4 or something by the end of the year. Because they'll look good.
I think that's one of the issues, but I think another one that I've seen the last couple weeks is they've been taking Chubb out in the red zone.
Yeah.
And I would think that's when you would want one of your strongest players. That dude is a beast. He's bouncing off, breaking tackles. People aren't even touching him. You'd want that guy in there. No knock on Hilliard, because I think Hilliard's all right. But yeah, once Chubb gets you down there, you might as well let him finish the job.
Right, and the biggest problem with it too is that it limits your play calling, because then it's more obvious that it's probably going to be a pass. By taking out one of your best, if not your best player, that's one less option that the defense figures it will go to. I mean, what, you're going to run it with Hilliard? That doesn't work. I mean, you could even change it up, and by just having Chubb in there, more than a decoy, you can throw a short pass to him. Defense might not be expecting that. So, You know, it's
I think that's going to happen with Kareem Hunt coming back. Okay? Hold on, we're still there, right? Sorry, I got a call and I thought it hung up. But yeah, with Hunt coming back, I think hopefully we'll see some 2-back sets, and it throws the defense off, and they don't know what we're doing.
right.
And it opens the field up more for Baker.
And if you're smart about it, and you can pick and choose which one of the two guys that you give it to, and keep the pass game open. I mean, not only with this two-headed monster that you'll have running the ball out of I mean, unfortunately, you're going to be in a lot more single tight end sets due to the injury that's ended Njoku's year. Not that he was a great blocking tight end or anything like that. And I can't really speak for Seals Jones or Farrow or anybody else. Farrow might not even be out there to my knowledge, but you know, it's you constantly mix it up. You've got good blocking wide receivers. Honestly, that's something that people don't give enough props to Beckham or Landry for. Those guys are good blockers. So, you know, figure your stuff out. Throw a sixth lineman in there. This is where you can get creative. All that stuff that they were talking about how Kitchens was so smart and doing these creative things. Do it now. Finally implement this stuff. Stop calling the same plays over and over again in these situations. That's something that was proven to be fact. It was on an NFL Network show. Jake and I discussed it because I saw it. I forget the guy's name, even though I went back and listened to the show again so I could remember his name. Italian dude. He's got enormous ears. And he had a woman on who gave a great report. And it's that the Browns, even for all of this, it looks like they're trying to do too much and be too cute. Turns out they're calling a lot of the same plays in the same situations. So the defenses know what's happening. They can just tell by the formations. So, you know, don't be overly smart, but continue to be creative, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does. And I kind of thought that's who Freddie Kitchens was, you know, from last year. And not to say that's not him now, because, you know, I'm not one of these people, fire Freddie because he's not doing what he did last year. But my thought was, I wonder if he's kind of been sandbagging, trying to do it this certain way without using all this trick, just to see, like, because, you know, ego gets in the way. And I wonder if that's what happened. He's like, well, why can't I just do it with these 10 plays or whatever? Because last year when he got hired, all them players said one of the first things he did was go up to all them guys and say, write down your favorite 5 plays.
Yep.
Implemented them.
It endeared us to him. I think what happened was that in his job as coordinating the offense and play calling was we didn't realize how key some of the other guys that he worked with were. I mean, Al Saunders is is in that hierarchy of football guys. And I mean, a lot of this stuff came out last Saturday in an interview that Bob Wiley did. And some of his stuff sounds like bitterness. I don't know the guy well enough, but he was that big, fat, enormous offensive line coach, you know. But
he was bitter when they had released him or when they didn't. I don't want to say re-sign him or whatever, but yeah, his contract had ended and they didn't want him no more.
Right.
Yeah, he said some words after that he was bitter.
And who knows if some of that was Kitchen's ego. See, all of these things are probably at least partially true. But when a guy like an Al Saunders doesn't come back, and that guy, I mean, I revere him highly in football circles. That's a dude from the 70s and on who has always known the game. And for as much as the game has changed and he's stayed with it, it still hasn't passed him by. It's not like when the Redskins brought back Joe Gibbs and figured they'd still do what they did in the 80s and it was the 2000s or things like that. Al Saunders was still a great offensive coordinator up within these last few years. And you lose a mind like that in the building, it doesn't matter what you got going on for you. You need to respect your past and your history, I guess, and stuff. Wiley wasn't really going about the right way with it, but it doesn't seem like Kitchens entirely is either. He's forgetting stuff that he did just last season that worked well and things like that. So, hey, let's do a quick Browns thing. We should do because I want to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. You got to get back to work probably.
I'm still working. We don't stop.
So you're painting now even.
Our phone calls.
So check that out.
Yeah.
That's how good That's how good this guy's painting is. He can multitasking. He is painting and being involved heavily in a segment of a radio broadcast. Makes me feel lazy just hearing it.
I did have to switch what I was painting. I was painting the walls. I'm doing a job for a company here in Solon, People's Express Transportation. A buddy of mine, Jamie, small little family-owned company. But I'm doing their offices right now. And I was doing the walls, and I figured for this call, I didn't want to be moving too much. So now I'm just doing like the trim work and the baseboard and stuff like that.
Attention to detail, multitasking, and working for a what sounds like a good quality company that moves people around expressly.
Yeah, good company.
Yeah, sounds good. People Express Transport. Is that right?
Transportation, yep.
People Express Transportation. So if you need people transported expressly, they're who you go to.
And they're the guys to call.
All right.
Got you covered.
Check them out in Solon. Cleveland Browns. We've got the Bills at home.
And this might take a little more than 5 minutes here with what I'm going to say when we get into it. But the Browns are actually getting the points this week. They're getting 2.5.
I know. I saw that.
So Vegas is telling you something right there. And I want to say, I'm not looking at, I put my phone down. I think I took the Bills, ironically enough. Just to be stupid like you were being a homer. The other team.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, I got the Bills winning that game too.
Yeah, I don't have them winning. I have them winning with the points.
Oh, I understand.
But I think so. You know, the Bills I think have lost one game, maybe 2 games this year so far, and everybody thinks they're one of the better teams in the AFC.
Yeah, I scoff at that too.
I told you when we made our prediction, the Browns could go, and this was before Ben Roethlisberger and everybody got hurt or whatever. But so the Browns could go 5-0 in December. And I'm still calling that because we still have the same schedule. And not only am I calling that, but I'm saying they're going to go undefeated from here on out. Starting with the Buffalo game. And Buffalo might not win another game this year because if you look at their schedule, it's very difficult from here on out.
Yeah, I think Buffalo has one of the hardest.
Yeah, I think the roles are going to be reversed. And we're going to start winning like Buffalo did early in the year with their easy schedule. Buffalo's going to start losing with their hard schedule like we did.
Interesting. All right. And that gives a couple other teams some more of a glimmer of a playoff hope too. Because when I saw an In the Hunt thing earlier today and, you know, I mean, here in the first half of the season, because we're halfway through, it was part of the reason why I wanted to look at our predictions today, but I figured we wanted to feel ourselves out and how this particular segment would go. And I really do think that people have already crowned the Bills as one of the 2 wild card teams. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen.
I think they have, right?
They have. I mean,
I don't think so either.
This is what Bills teams have done in the past. They collapse, they barely hang on, or they don't make it at all. That has happened a lot over these last 20 plus years. Remember a 5-0 Buffalo Bills start, something like that. But no, that's a
schedule.
Go ahead.
The schedule for them is really hard. It's not like mediocre or anything. It's really difficult.
Right.
They got the New England only once, but yeah, they play some pretty tough competition from here on out. So yeah, I think that's what it's going to come down to. Not the Bills being the old Bills. I hate using that as an expression.
Right.
But reality sets in when you're a young, inexperienced team like Cleveland is as well.
Right, it's true.
You're trying to guide yourself.
I mean, I also like to point to the adage of, for as much as things change, they stay the same, and that's where it's a dual thing there. Where I'm with you is that all the same old Browns, same old Bills, all those kinds of things. At the same time, what's another one that's the adverse of that? Is if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's almost like in Buffalo, they don't know their history. Oh, they're in the playoffs. Or even like league wide. I'm sure there are Bills fans And from the little bit I've seen on Twitter, they're kind of hesitant. They're not just all of a sudden, not real Bills fans. They're like, oh, there's still 8 more weeks. Let's pump the brakes. But as for me, what I have done.
That's because.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's because those guys are really looking at the schedule, where these other people are just looking at
Super Bowl,
the standings as of now.
Right. And that's a league-wide problem too, and we try to avoid that. You brought up a great point with the schedule, but here's my breakdown of the game. Both teams, and it's such a simple breakdown because it really is this simple. This is what football is. Football is a simple damn game. Is that both teams run the ball exceptionally well. Both teams have pretty bad run defenses. Of course, the Browns 31st in the league. I think the Bills like 19th, something like that. But both teams' pass defense is good. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's basically, I mean, look at it as a little bit of we need to run better than the Bills do because we do run a little bit better than the Bills do. But it's going to have to be Baker Mayfield having more than just a slightly better day than Josh Allen. Our run D better contain Allen. And apparently this, damn it, because I remembered the name of the kid with Maryland is McFarland. I forgot the name of the kid who's been running the ball for Buffalo these last 3 weeks. Buffalo's had injuries at running back and just keep plugging guys in. Singletary, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they got Frank Gore as well.
That's the other guy.
Frank Gore's been having a
very good year.
Season.
Yeah, he surpassed somebody on the rushing list because Frank Gore just won't go away.
Sanders.
Was it Sanders?
I think it was Barry Sanders.
So
I think it was, yeah.
I thought Sanders was number 1 overall. Or is Gary Payton still 1?
Maybe it was. I thought Emmett was number 1.
Emmett Smith does have the most rushing yards in a career. You're right.
Yeah, because Barry didn't get it because he retired early.
Yeah, Barry's like top 5 in every rushing category and should be number 1. Like he got close to like beating Gary Payton in some of them, and of course Jim Brown's name is still in a lot of them. So all right.
But yeah, I think Frank Gore passed Barry Sanders a couple weeks ago.
All right, that's the big name. And remember, Adrian Peterson's pretty high on a lot of those lists. That's why he's hanging around and still playing pretty decent. Washington? Yeah, I think he's in Washington. He's like the only thing they have in Washington right now. Well, ultimately, yeah. I'm a fan of his. I want him to succeed. It's not going to be this year. That's the tough thing. I mean, isn't it bad that you get drafted by a team and you're actually a relatively talented quarterback? He's making some bad decisions because he's forcing things. It's bad. You're in your rookie year. And even I, as a fan, I'm kind of looking like, I wonder what team could wind up taking him. So that when that change of scenery happens in year 3 or 4, he has a good year finally. I don't know. Just my opinion, man. But hey, so give us a last little insight on this Bills-Browns game and maybe a prediction here.
So I like what you said about, we got to run better than them because they do have a running game. If we get Kareem Hunt coming back, so I hope we utilize that and we don't play dumb like you kind of seen Freddie do this year.
Hunt comes in, it's a pass, all that stuff.
Yeah, and look, in all honesty, this don't have to happen this week. But what if we see a 4-back set with Odell, Landry, Chubb, and Hunt back there, and then you just have them 4 guys come out of the backfield? You would fuck everybody's mind so much up with that. And that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see from them. If not this week,
hey, I've
this year.
Dave, though, I've got bad news for you, though.
What's that?
You can never have a 4-man backfield.
No, I want to say it was New England did that. They did that straight line bullshit a couple years ago. You're allowed to do something like that. Maybe not the way I'm thinking it, and you probably caught on to that, but you're allowed to do some form of it, I believe. Right.
It's you have to have a player on each side of the offensive line covering the tackle. And that means they could literally be standing all the way over at the sidelines, but they have to be parallel to where the tackle is, and there has to be a guy on each side of the line of scrimmage. So you can have 4 guys in the backfield, but Baker wouldn't be one of them. Or it would be 3 of those 4 guys. Yeah, you could do something creative with that where it's like some sort of double reversal thing. We're getting to like backyard football, even though it'd be fun. It'd be neat to see. I think it's even that when they call the trick plays, they're awful times where they don't make any sense. Hot potato. and you're like deep in your own territory, or you're way too far up in your own territory. There's that sweet spot between the 20s or the 30s. That's where you can call your trick plays.
And so the point of what I was saying, I guess, is that we need to utilize that correctly.
There you go. I'm with you there.
I'm sitting here painting houses right now. That's what I do.
But
so I'm not a coach, but just like I need to utilize what I do during the day to get stuff done, I think Freddie and the Browns should do that, not only this week, but from here on out, because we're a very talented team. I know everybody says what the record says you are, whatever crap they say. But, the Bills are 5-2, and I don't believe that either.
Right.
So, man, I think we just need to play as a team, utilize what we have, nothing more, nothing less. And I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I could see the Browns, putting up 24, a 24-21 game.
All right. So you got a 24-21 final score for me?
Actually, to make my point spread cover, I think I would have to make it
23-21, 22-21. Okay, 24-22. All right, final score 24-22. All right. Hey, here's my final score for you. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Bills 34, Browns 13. So I'm such a homer. I'm not picking the Browns again at all this year, because when I pick the Browns to win, we lose. So when I pick the Browns to lose, well, usually we also lose. But I'm doing it to just I'm picking against the Browns every week now. But I'm certainly doing it this week.
Why I did that on my pick'em.
And so I'm hoping the Browns win. They got to play hell of a great running game. They need to accumulate 300 passing yards and a couple of them for touchdowns. Try to get into this Bills D some. Bills have a good defense. You can still beat them and stuff the Bills run. That's the biggest part of it. Allen runs the ball well as a quarterback. They've got Frank Gore if he's healthy, and Montgomery Cliff or whatever the hell this kid's name is. They've always got a good running game in Buffalo. They pass well. But you've got to stop their running attack. So I think that's it.
And that's a good point. They gotta contain Allen because he's a running quarterback as well. So that's very important.
Yep. You got any final thoughts for me?
No, I think we're good.
I think that segment went pretty well. In the future we'll try to condense it a little more, but I shouldn't have rambled on for 10 minutes because I really wanted to tell you my story about how much I can't stand certain things. Try to tell a joke. Tell one joke, just a fun message board thing, and it literally since I've got the phone queued up right now, I can't go to it. But it was a long response. It was like 5, 6, 7 sentences. Didn't need to be that long. Just say, hey, don't put your stuff there. Oh, okay. Oh, we're glad you promote and do it, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it here. You're a bad person. Oh, okay. Sorry. I literally answered with just the letter K on top of it. She gives me this whole, you think it was a Mary Kay Cabot article, like 300 words. She was getting paid by the word or something to write me this PM. It was a direct message or personal message on the Facebook on top of it to tell me that it's like, no, don't be jokey and funny on our important job search board. And so she writes this whole 400 word long thing. I answer with K. She gives me back a thank you. And I said, oh no, thank you with the T and the Y in capital letters. And I spelled thank, F-U-C. No, I didn't do that, but I wanted to. That was my sarcastic tone in text implied it. I'm just tired of the way people are. So thanks for humoring me here and being on the Dave Hughes, I don't know, football prediction segment. We'll give it a real name. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't really come up with much.
No.
I just texted you this morning about this, right?
It was a good idea. I liked it. Again, we'll try to condense it down to about half an hour, but also my rambling was what added to another 20 minutes to it. Oh, it wasn't even 20 minutes. It was because it took me 5 minutes to figure out how phones work. So 5 to 10 minutes. So if I don't waste 10 minutes of our time not knowing how phones work, That'll help out with that too. But yeah, keep up the good work. That's This Guy's Painting, owned by Dave Hughes, the master of football predictions. And if you wind up going like 5-5 this week, or 6-5, 5-7 this week, there's 12 games. You go 5-7 or something, it'll just be a complete loss. We'll show that we're idiots.
Real talk to this point. I'm at I think 75% on the year.
Hey, so that's proof that he's a guy who knows what he's doing. Go to the ESPN and you'll be just like Dave. So, all right. Well,
you know what? Next week I'll have my the group I'm in. It's just a random group. But if anybody else wants to join that's listening to compete against me, feel free.
That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, we'll add that in there too.
Okay. Sounds good to me. All right.
All right, cool, man.
Thanks for helping me out with this.
How much longer you got? You're on to 2:00 today?
Yeah, I tend to wrap up right around 2, and I don't always hit all my topics anyway. But I figured I'll just do a quick wrap up of the Cavs. No, of course not. No, I never did it at the other place, All Craps, Ohio, or I would just do 3.5 hours. I mean,
still not get through everything.
Right. Accidentally, get into a whole Parma Skanks joke, and then before you know it.
Oh, hold on. I did some reporting last night, some investigating last night.
Yeah.
Kind of by accident. I was at the school, of course, because I'm still going there.
Right.
And then I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to this girl, and she happens to tell me she's from Parma, Ohio, born and raised.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? I was like, that's funny, because the guy I used to do a radio show with here said something about a girl from Parma, and we got in trouble, and now he's kicked off the air here. And,
yeah.
And I asked her directly if she had heard that over the airwaves and might have took offense to it and told somebody, and she just laughed about it. So I don't think it was her.
Oh, and it most likely wasn't. You know what? And that's the great thing about it, is I'm pretty sure that it's going to wind up being that it was like Rafik or somebody. Like, because I'm sure that's who it was with the Josh Gordon thing. I mean, the Antonio Brown thing and all that, just because I used the word black.
Antonio Brown thing?
Right. The guy wound up getting cut like a week later. Do you know how mad I was that was the thing I got fired for? That dude wasn't even on the team hardly at all. Well, with the Parma Skanks thing, like, was that Mickey you were talking to?
No, I was talking to the girl up front. The girl.
Oh, okay, that one blonde girl.
What's that?
That one blonde girl. She's probably still there.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the other problem with it too, is I trust no one there. Watch, it probably was her. I mean, she always smiled and was nice to me to my face, but she was someone who never really talked to me. Again, it's you know what?
She's pretty cool. I actually talk to her all the time.
Well, that's good. All right, I trust you, so I trust her then. Just get your what's that final assignment that everybody takes forever to get done? The damn it, what's the film thing?
What, the documentary?
Yeah, get that done, and then you're fine.
Oh man, so my class was so bad that we got broken 2 groups to do it, and I happened to pick the topic on Halloween, and the guy I got paired up with, he's doing all the work, man. So here I am, just working.
You
have no schoolwork.
You got to do your documentaries as groups?
Yeah, man.
We all had to do them.
I told you how.
Yeah, I think we discussed that. I was mad about it at the time, and I'm still mad about it now that I'm remembering it again because I had forgotten. We all had to do individual documentaries, huh? All right.
Yeah, we were going to, but yeah, my class isn't the best class, so.
Oh, that's all right. They'll always say 724 18 days was the worst class that ever walked through there, even though every time I hear anyone else talk about any other class before or after, it doesn't sound much different. There was no exceptional class there. The place is going to shut down. They've got 19 administrators and fewer instructors than they should have, and then they cut their hours on top of it. And well, you know what? Anyway, hey, I'm starting to go on a tangent. I should stop myself before I get in trouble. Because watch, it's the one time somebody from there tunes in. Like I invited John Gerard or somebody to tune in, and he's like, well, that's not very nice stuff. Until I mentioned his name, probably, though no one knew what I was talking about. I still haven't even named the school by name. I could be talking about anywhere at all in the world. Penn State University, where they've got Paul locked up in a not a dormitory. What's the other name for a hospital when it's not a hospital? Infirmary. 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 I've been trying to remember that word for the full 2 hours of this damn show, which you've basically co-hosted at this point. You've been on for a full hour almost. Dave, it's been wonderful having you. And I'm basically going to wind up playing the intro music and just wrap it all up at this point. Who needs who needs commercial breaks? It's so much like when we did stuff at the other place.
Right, I'm glad I can contribute again, man.
It was good. It was good stuff. We did drop a couple of viewers while you were on, but it's another wonderful thing. Like I constantly hit 5. Yesterday I had 11 at one point or something, and I never even got close to 11 unless we manipulated things with opening multiple tabs at that other station. People are able to figure out this interface a lot easier because it's just YouTube. Head to YouTube. It's that simple. Tell your friends. And it's so easy to promote this as opposed to the other thing. I'd constantly, go on about the other thing with it, and people would be like, oh, I can't find it. It's hard to find. It's like, what's so hard to find? I was able to figure it out. YouTube's so much easier. I know people who hate YouTube, and they'll still tune to YouTube because I'm on it, because I'm beautiful and wonderful and hilarious and no sports. And also, what the hell's going on with Paul? Anyway.
Right?
Hopefully I tied that all together. Hey Dave, since we changed up the last segment on the show slightly, I'll ask you. So Dave, what did you get out at the end?
Oh man, the old bow on this show thing. Oh man,
it's not a bow anymore. I'm trying to find out the right wording for it. Now when we end the show, it's called "What did you get out of your end?"
What did you get out of your end?
Yeah, what did you get out of your end? There's a certain cadence to it where if I say it right, it sounds right. But it ultimately is just a poop joke. So, Dave, what did you get out of your end?
Well, I got a whole room of baseboard painted and a couple door jams done while we were on the phone.
All right. So that's what he got out of the show, even though that has nothing at all to do with the show. But it has to do with him, and it shows that Dave Hughes, owner of This Guy's Painting, does quality work because he's able to multitask. And you can reach him at 440-715-3282 or message This Guy's Painting on Facebook. Shameless plugs. Commercials. Yeah.
I got that me and you are on the same page with the Buffalo Bills. While everybody else is looking at their record thinking they're a playoff team, me and you are looking at reality.
Yeah.
Saying they could be, but they're probably not.
I mean, they could have it rough. I'm not seeing another team really emerging in this wild card picture as of yet, other than the Texans, because it's probably going to be them or the Colts. Whoever doesn't win that division will be the wild card, even though we were saying something very different in the before the regular season started. I can't see the Bills holding on. They finished 8-8, 9-7, something like that. Just missed the wild card. I don't know. Whereas you could still have your AFC North champion be 9-7. So long. I start losing games, Baltimore. I don't know. I got nothing else after that. I better let you go because I'm going to start playing the music and it's going to be really loud. I can't, since you're on the same line as the music. That's just how that goes. So I have to part ways with you.
Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And look forward to doing it again next week.
Yeah, for sure. We'll correspond over the weekend here, and we'll figure out if probably Thursday might be best, actually, because then you could just do that game and then go into the rest of them. It's up to you. We'll discuss.
Okay, yeah, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, text me later.
All right, cool, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Later, NFL predictions guru, Dave. Hey, you just got a promotion. All right.
All right, later.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. All right. Wow, that was a full hour of a show. They wouldn't do that in real life, most likely. But what is real life? Is this it now? I don't know. I bet you a bunch of people clicked on simply because I put the Paul is dead thing up there. People are like looking for Paul McCartney rumors. Paul's the one who told me to put that. Paul had me put that in there. So again, can't really like go into tons of pre-show prep work because we do. I mean, believe it or not, we actually have discussions and we plan stuff out. We do such things. But what winds up happening, I have no idea. Paul does his thing. Epic does his thing. Thank you for letting me know you couldn't hear, but I queued it up. So I can hear them. We'll figure something out, though, if it is anything on my end. Hey, my end. What did I get out of the end? What did I get out from my end? What did I get out from my end? Well, Paul's got a map in his head, but he's terrible at directions. Epic's death. Dave and I sure can talk a lot. Holy cow. I am extremely loud. We knew that already. I'm trying to keep it down there. See, now the music's too loud. I don't know. I got to quit tinkering. I'm a tinkerer. Which actually reminds me, I got to go pee. So I should probably wrap this up here. It's been the Warren Brothers Sports Show here on the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network here on YouTube for executive producer Dad, my brother Paul, Dave Hughes, Epic, anyone else who happened to be watching, listening. I hope you enjoyed it. And I've been Mark Warren. Until next time, this time has been the most recent. Thank you all very much for listening and watching, and good day to you. Song's nowhere near over yet, is it? I screwed that up, didn't I? How far along are we? Oh, this is the end here now, isn't it? Oh, it's still like 15 seconds left. I really could have been quiet that whole time and not kept talking. Oh, well.